Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to educate you on addiction and specifically about the fact that addiction or substance use disorder, as I like to refer to it, is a disease. And I'm going to put a link to the article in the description for this video. But the reason I'm sharing this with you is, for a long time, and I think even today, when we speak to mums and dads from all over the country, one of the things that I encounter, one of the sort of statements, for lack of a better word, that I encounter is, why is my loved one doing this? Why don't they decide to stop? Why can't they stop? And I try to explain in my, with my non-clinical, training and non-clinical brain, but based on having spoken to thousands and thousands of families over the years, that this is not a conscious choice, that it's a disease. Now, maybe they made a conscious choice to stop, right? But ultimately, this is a disease. And I think this article does clarify. And I'm going to find some language here that I want to share with you. Mental health experts are nearly unanimous in endorsing the disease model of addiction. Alcoholism, now alcohol use disorder, was declared a disease in 1956 by the American Medical Association. And drug addiction, now drug use disorder or substance use disorder as I call it, was declared a disease in 1987. The AMA, American Medical Association, was later joined by the American Psychological Association and many other professional organizations in defining addiction as a disease. And so I'm glad to see this. I'll share the article, but I think that that's important to note. And like any disease, it takes time for remission, or as we call it in the recovery universe, it takes time for recovery to happen. Okay, and I tell every family that we speak to, recovery is a journey. It's not necessarily a destination. You don't cure cancer, you go into remission, right? You don't cure addiction or whatever term you want to use. You go into recovery. And when somebody has been sick for years and years and years, which is normally the kind of call that we're getting, it takes time. It really does. I wish I had a magic wand. I promise you, I would wave it. But that's not how recovery works. Recovery to a certain extent is a bit like the stock market. It goes up and down, right? There's good days and bad days, good days and bad days. But the trajectory, if you stay in the market, is up. Well, that's recovery. If you work the program and your loved one sticks with it, and you make the decision as the family to make sure that they stick with it, because they're not able to do that, because if they could, they would. Remember, it's not a conscious choice here. So somebody has to make the decision for them. If they stick with it, then there's a really great chance they can not only experience the miracle of recovery, but experience it for the rest of their life. But it takes time. It takes time. And I tell every family, typically a year-long journey. Oh, and by the way, you should be using that year for the rest of the family to heal, because there's a reason they call it a family disease. I mean, it's what's causing all of the stress, all of the strife in your family. And it's what if you don't take care of it, it will ultimately destroy your family. And I've seen it happen. So I'll share a link to the article. If you have any comments or questions, or you disagree with anything I've said, or you agree with it, post a comment. I read all of them, and I try to respond within 24 hours. If you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. I want to put out as much content as I possibly can for you. So if you're a family who's listening to this video, you can decide if you are ready to have a conversation about making the necessary commitment to save your family. So with that said, I appreciate you tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.